who do you think won between Drake and Kendrick?
From the response of the crowd and the cheers, Kendrick.
This joint still premiering.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Oh, you think Kendrick won?
Okay, so back to the mulatto thing. Why don't you believe Latinos can use the word nigga? Because some people in New York and in communities that are mixed, we just say it in the hood. We all live in the same hood, so why not?
All my Latin King partners use it. Because they can't use it at the dinner table, at Christmas time, at Feliz Navidad time with their people. Yeah, now if they can go nigga at Christmas time with their grandmamas and mothers and them, they gotta wait a little while because the nigga still, the NIGGR is still here and sprinkled out around. Once they gone, then y'all come join us with the nigga shit because in Texas, our Mexicans are niggas. They got gold teeth, bald face, they rap nigga, they niggas. But when I come out here to California, man, my SA partner and them, they not niggas, they vato, ese.
Right.
Yeah, so I think.
But as the person who runs Nigga Nation and who trademarked nigga, can we just settle it now as the person that owns the word, literally?
Yeah, everybody can say it. Everybody nigga. Yeah, niggas out. See, I want to make the word inclusive.
Can white people say it?
Yeah.
So
now, let me just say this.
No, because only you can speak to the guardrails of the use of a word that you own. Because when Kendrick had that performance and that white girl was rapping in the audience and she said nigga, he stopped the show to tell her you can't use the word.
Yeah, she can use nigga. Yeah. Man, you got to remember now. The spirit of the nigga was a motherfucker. The hymns and the songs that they sang. You got John Brown. If you know who John Brown was, the abolitionist who went and died, had his son. So, man, the spirit of the nigga, white folk got it too. That was when you see Dr. King holding hands on them front lines, man, there's some white people he holding hands with. Bloody Sunday, man, when they come through hitting them, man, it was some white people out there. So we can't exclude the ones that can tap into the spirit. So, man, when you look at everything that took place after George Floyd, man, it was some down by law white people for the Black Lives Matter movement, going to jails, fighting and swinging. So, nigga, N-I-G-G-A is inclusive. N-I-G-G-E-R was exclusive because that was a particular group. We're not a particular group anymore because we got mixed babies now. It wasn't a lot of mixed babies then, man.
You said something controversial, and I'm going to say it slow so you can, not that you're going to prepare your thought because you're going to say whatever you want. You said that Hamas is the street niggas of Palestine who are sick of it. That's a lot. Right now, everybody is waiting to hear what you're going to say. Now, there's a lot of people watching who want to see the violence in Israel or in Israel and Palestine or Gaza stop. We all want, you want to see it end.
Yeah.
But a lot of people...
Because it's an unfair fight, for one.
A lot of people who feel that way in the industry, as you know, are refusing to speak out about it.
And I
want to know, why do you think that they won't speak out?
Because the repercussions and the backlash that you will get for being perceived to be anti-Jew. But if you understand the conflict and the history between the two, then man, Hamas ain't wrong. It's no different when black people got to their breaking point and them niggas in Chicago started stealing animals out the zoo. Fuck they fucking with the zoo for. Then they started burning down Walgreens. It's no different than what we've seen here in America. They believe their land have been taken. And not only have their land been taken, they've been pushed to an open world prison in their own land after it's been taken. And not only that, they have the bullies who supports them. and give them all the firepower, all the technology from eavesdropping to camera spying. Man, these people ain't got no freedom with the Jews over them. The Jews is the overseer, like the slave owner. So how much longer can they take it? How much longer do they have to take it? But they say, man, we have to do, come on, man. So 2 wrongs don't make a right, but when you push to the edge, do you let them push you off or do you push back? So in my mind, I see them pushing back, right? Let's get us some leverage. Let's and from what most is reported, not that I justify them having hostages, but they're not mistreating the hostages.
Some hostages have died.
Some have, but not intentionally. And some hostages have reported from the woman's aspect. I heard one woman say they were very respectful and nice. So it's no different, man, when the niggas took to the street after George Floyd and said we couldn't take no more. They gave us something.
But for George Floyd, when he died, niggas didn't drop down in cities in parachutes and shoot a whole bunch of people at a festival. So when you see that, do you say it's justified?
They did, but they didn't drop down out of parachutes. I remember a retired police officer being killed outside of a pawn shop trying to go protect the pawn shop. I remember a lot of people dying during those rides. A lot of people. Yeah,
so with the people who parachuted in and shot all the people up at the festival, do you say that's when you push people to a corner and they respond?
Man, you can't justify, shooting innocent people. There's not soldiers, and that's not a part of the military, right? So you can't justify that. But if 10 years ago you guys done something, just like the gangbangers, this goes on and on and on, just like now. Y'all do something, we do something. This been going on since the 40s, homie.
And I think before social media, people, because I'll say as much as I think I'm educated, I know what's going on, I wasn't aware of the whole conflict for all the decades and decades.
Yeah.
But now with social media, we see it every day. When you see it playing out now and you see the response and you see all the babies dying, who's to blame for it still happening right now?
Israel. Because it is my sincere belief that I believe wholeheartedly that only the strong can show compassion for the weak. Israel is a lot stronger. Israel have killed a lot of Palestinians in response to what has happened to them. How many more have to die? Mm-hmm. How many more innocent people have to be put in jeopardy for you just to go get a handful of people? When the world is begging and asking, even Hamas is saying, okay, we'll agree to this, but Israel is saying, no, we don't like that. So why not have compassion for those weak people who is at the brink of destruction, because if they have to move and go somewhere else, it's gonna be a famine that we hadn't seen since the 40s. Mm-hmm. So they're going back to the 40s. So and the world is urging both parties, come on, man, y'all just hold up. Let's cease fire. Let's see. And Israel is saying no, that we need to do this and mash them. Come on, man.
And everybody's mad at Joe Biden. Should he be doing something more than he's doing now?
Joe Biden should stop sending military aid to Israel, mm-hmm. since they won't agree with the ceasefire. Mm-hmm. So everybody should be mad because here we are with so much, from the opioid crisis to fentanyl to gun violence to teenage pregnancy to even hunger in this country, to send so much aid and resources to 2 different countries in so many packages. Man, that's a slap in the face to America.
Well, I mean, and not to take away from the aid that's needed over there. I mean, there's the conflict is a lot to watch.
Man,
on
the
social
Jews
media.
is some of the most richest people in the world. How much aid do they need? They military and the things that they have is 20 times way more
Advanced.
advanced.
But what I was going to say was, it's not that they don't deserve it, because I think our place in being a humanitarian to the world is important. But Congo, like, there's a whole slaughter, there's a whole world of people in Congo being killed that look like us that aren't being talked about on the news, and we're not sending aid that I know of.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago just had a horrible weekend. Philadelphia is having warlike murders, men amongst the kids.
So your thought is take care of home first. With
Man,
all our resources.
Memphis just had a big shootout 2 weeks ago where people, man, we got that shit here amongst the niggas, but it's the niggas though. It ain't the blacks it's the ignorant niggas, the gangster niggas, kids, the poor nigga babies, the woman, yeah. So it's easy to send aid over there and ignore aid that you can give here locally.
So do you think that's the frustration that younger people or people now in America have with Joe Biden, because they see him sending the aid there but don't see the change happen in their community here?
And what they've sent to Ukraine, they could wipe out all of our student loans with no problem. With all the aid they've just sent to Ukraine alone. But you got people here still suffering. Man, you got people here who get denied food stamps because they $10 over what the requirement says. So there's no aid here for America. So how can all this aid be given and we have just as many people dying here, if not from gun violence, from fentanyl overdoses? Just as many.
So, but you commented on black murder, which I don't believe black on black crime is a thing. Do you believe it's a thing?
Yeah.
Why do you believe black on black? Because some would say crime is all based on proximity.
Show me where the Jews killing each other. Show me where the Asians going to jail for murder. And they got Asian gangs. Show me where there's a big population of Asians in California. There are Asian Crips, Asian Bloods, Asian gang. Show me where a big population of Asians in jail. You can't. Show me a big population of white people killing white people. You can't. But this is a country of guns.
Well, only when they go in school and shoot up kids and say it's not terrorism.
But they classify that as a mass shooting. They classify ours as gun violence, but it's mass shooting because mass people are being shot in one instance, but they don't classify ours as mass shooting.
Well, where do you think that comes from, though? Because, again, I'm not one to say everything goes back to white people, but lack of investing in our communities.
It comes back to us because they see we don't care. If we cared if we cared the same about black people shooting black people that we did police shootings, then they would respond to black shootings the way they do police shootings. They try to give us resources and they try to find alternative solutions after a police shooting occurred. They literally put everything on hold. Come on, we got to hear from our blacks. But that's only during a police shooting. Then we act like nothing else bothers us but police shootings. Only thing that bothers black people in America is a white police officer killing a black person. Other than that, nothing bothers us because we don't cry, we don't complain, we don't march, we don't ride, and we don't tear up shit until that happens. So why would anybody care about that? They don't.
Why do you think we're not consistent in the fight for a better life or for a better community?
It starts at home. I think our problem starts watching mom and her sisters, mom and her brothers, grandmama treating this one kind of way compared to this one. Materialism. I think materialism is what got us to this point. Having a color TV, having furniture, having clothes, having shoes. I think materialism superseded everything.
And you don't believe karma is a real thing?
No,
I don't. Isn't karma the manifestation of energy you put out and then comes back to you? You don't believe that?
I've done some things I should have paid for, and I'm still waiting. So this is what gets me about karma. I've never heard somebody say, man, karma got me. I've never heard nobody say, yeah, I got my karma.
But karma hits you in a different way, don't it? I mean, couldn't karma hit
I've never heard nobody say karma have gotten them.
Right.
Including myself. I always heard people say what karma is gonna do when you do bad. I've never heard nobody in my 47 years, I'll be 47 tomorrow. I've never heard nobody say, hey, you're gonna get good karma for what you do good. It's always if you do something bad. So people only remind you about karma when you do bad. They never say, man, you're gonna win the lottery for that's gonna be your karma. So I never heard nobody say that. So it's my belief karma got to be bullshit. Because if karma is real, who gonna pay karma for slavery?
Interesting.
Who's gonna get karma for Tamir Rice? George Zimmerman was shot at. Not one bullet hit him. When do karma get him? And he has a lawsuit against Trayvon Martin's parents. He sold the Skittles. He sold a gun. Men win. Where's karma? What about America? What America's done to other countries in the form of war? What America done to Japan? When is karma? When?
Right. But doesn't that require all of us as a nation or all of us as a people to want to see the good karma or to see the reparations, for the lack of better words? Because I want to see a better world, which is why I'm running for office, why I'm choosing to use my platform to do it. But don't we all have to collectively do that?
Sure we do, Jason. I watched you go climb a fence.
Facts.
How many people?
And keep my Air Force
Come
Ones
on,
white
I was
too.
just about to say, how many people come from your position? You got to climb down from your high horse to do that.
Yeah.
How many people go climb down from their high horse to do that?
Right.
How many people is going to get out of prison and then go back to prison and try to help somebody get out of prison? How many people is going to make it out the ghetto, come back to the ghetto to try to teach other people how to make it out and might get robbed? So you have to take that risk, right? You have to you became that change. Collectively, I don't think we're gonna do that.
Right. Well, I mean, for me, I had already achieved all the things I thought I want. I mean, I did want them and I still want them and I want more of it, but none of it made me happy. You know, I think what makes me happy is being able to go back and live in my community again and see my community change. But I don't know how to break through how to pierce through this. This need for validation by whiteness or brands to do it.
My mother made it out the ghetto, so I didn't have no business in my mind going back trying to help in the ghetto. Yeah, I was born in Stop 6. Yeah, I kind of grew up there, but I wasn't raised in the ghetto. I wasn't raised in the hood. So why I need to be in the hood? Well, based on what I've been through in life, I chose to work with at-risk children. So by me wanting to work with at-risk children, it's not like they don't have at-risk children in middle-class neighborhoods where I grew up at. That's where I believe the purpose was. The least of those, the people who got the least of the help, the people who get the least of the resources, the people who get the least of, so that's where I went, to the least of those, the bottom. So, and I connected. But many people don't go to the bottom. They might go to the grassroots. They might go to the surface, but they don't go to the core. You're unique. You went to the core. How many people are willing to do that, though?
Do you think sometimes our people are afraid of redemption? Because I know you're in LA, you've been vocal about what you think about Kobe. I don't think you see Kobe as a hero.
No.
And because he was charged with rape, he wasn't convicted, but he was charged. Is that why you don't see him as a hero? And didn't Kobe deserve redemption?
Yeah, he did. Everybody deserves redemption. He was accused, and that was it. He paid, settled, and that was it. And it was never spoken of again. And I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair. He never got the answer for it. Not to the people who say he's a hero. And so when you look at how he and the others died, every helicopter was given an order to remain on the ground, except his. Privilege. But me as a father and me as a man, ain't no helicopter flying. Man, we ain't finna go nowhere. Hell no, we ain't finna go up there. No visibility.
But you don't blame Kobe for his death.
You think that pilot drove without him saying yeah?
I think the pilot said we shouldn't fly.
The pilot said we shouldn't fly. Who said we should? Who in there could override the pilot?
Well, nobody should have overrode
No,
the pilot.
I'm just saying, if the pilot is on record saying we shouldn't fly, then somebody else said let's fly. Then whoever said let's fly is the cause of that death, if we're gonna be honest.
Right. And so even with
I ain't gonna hold you. You might not have wanted to hear that, but that was facts.
He deserves that.
What, to be grieved?
Yeah. Or to be revered as a hero.
Yeah. The drunk driver who died in the car wreck deserved to be grieved for driving drunk and killing somebody and him dying. Yeah, he deserved to be grieved. But the truth is the truth. There's a cause and effect. What's the cause? And then what was the effect? But because we're in our emotions, and for whatever reason, people believe that you can't speak on death. You can't speak on people when they die. Man, I come from a culture that if this was a hoe in the casket, we don't act like she was a saint while we preach her funeral. This was a hoe. If this nigga was a gang-banging killer, we don't preach like he going to hell. This nigga might go to hell. And you got to be honest. And I think what happens when people die, people don't want to be honest anymore. You can't talk about the dead. Says who?
But ain't it wrong to talk about the dead?
Ain't it wrong to talk about the living?
But at least they're allowed to respond to it.
Well, the dead can't hear us, so what does it matter? Who is hurting if the dead can't hear us?
The people who loved him.
They talked about him when he was alive.
But they don't talk about him now that he's dead.
Who say you can't talk about the dead? See, there's clear instructions. Whatever religious belief you believe.
Are we supposed to honor the dead?
I don't think so. I think that's Halloween type shit. I think you're supposed to honor your mother and thy father. So how can you honor the dead but not honor thy mother and thy father?
But two truths can exist at the same time.
But people more disrespectful to their parents, but more consistently to honor the dead.
Didn't you disrespect King Von when he died?
I did. Because I found out he was a serial killer.
Was he?
Anytime you kill 2 or 3 people, you consider a serial killer. So the culture had him deemed as a serial killer. From the lyrics to everybody said that he's a serial killer. He killed 3, 4 people. So I'm saying, nigga, fuck him, man, kill 3, 4 people. Black people too. So I didn't know. When I learned about King Von, I didn't know nothing about the King Vons, the Dirk. So I was just starting to learn about them. Okay. So, and how I found out about them is from working with kids. So part of my connection with children is I have a 16-week curriculum that's called a street life cycle, right? And so I have a facilitator's manual where I teach how to connect with a kid. You find out who a kid's favorite rapper is, you damn near got you a friend. Say, man, who your favorite rapper? So you go find out, research the rapper, listen to some lyrics, and come back and be like, God damn, you listen to him, man. Now they talk about a killing nigga. Shit, why you like him? So now you got something to bond with. So that's how I would find out about certain rappers. Like, God damn, man, you like this nigga? I only talk about his killing. So
and these rappers have a stronghold on the kids.
What? This what I know. The rappers are mimicking real street guys, right? Because ultimately, all the streets have been mimicked by the hip hop culture, right? So you got the rap niggas mimicking the killers, mimicking the drug dealers, whether they it or not. But you got the kids mimicking the rappers. They really don't know the consequences to what the rappers are mimicking, right? They don't know you shoot somebody, you might not ever come home. They think they might not get caught. So I attack not the individual, but the rapper, because to me, the rapper is a persona. He's not a person. Now, if I say, fuck Sean Carter, I'm attacking a person, but Jay-Z is a persona.
So when you're saying fuck King Von in his
I'm saying fuck that killer persona that's being propagated and projected to us as a culture. Because to this day, I still don't know his real name.
I don't either. But when you're saying fuck that nigga, you're saying that is the nigga the persona or him?
The persona.
Okay. But people can't deconstruct.
That's why I'm doing that, to deconstruct. Mm-hmm. Because there was a time we deconstruct. You know why?
I ain't gonna hold you. It be a method to his madness. it's a method to his madness. He knows what he's doing. Charleston White is actually a very smart person. You might not agree with him. I don't agree with everything he be saying and everything he be doing. A lot of stuff he be baiting people into situations that don't need to be baited into. But if you listen to him, he's actually a very bright individual who knows how to come up with plans and manipulate people into positive outcomes that they don't even know that they're going towards. Yeah, he's actually a very bright person. I just don't believe or agree with the way that he goes about stuff sometimes. All right, but this joint just dropped. I'm gonna give y'all more updates. This is Charleston White and Jason Lee. This is your boy. What's up, G? This joint premiering literally right now. And you know, I give it to y'all right now. That's how I do it. But don't forget to subscribe, y'all. I love y'all. This boy Charleston White is crazy.